Inspire.
Owa program ya Inspire nkwaniriza nate ku program eno ya Inspire program y'abawala bato abawala abayina ebyenjawulo bye bakola ennaku zino ebintu bitabuse abantu babagamba mugende musome skills musome ebyemikono kati babisomye naye kyekiddako bingi ebyetaagisa abamu ebitusumbuwa bitono nnyo. We need confidence, we are full of fear, twetaaga okuvaamu okwo okutya, we fear to start. So if fellow girls share their stories, gwabaddemu okutya n'ogamba naye kino nakisobola, tomanya oyinza okukyusa naawe nobeera ng'ofuna obuvumu. Naye nga mbaniriza ku program ya Inspire, nze Shira Nakayemba omuweerezaawo nze Shira Nakayemba, manyi abamu mubadde mumbuza lwaki sikyakozesa kagambo omuweerezaawo. Anyway, kankakozese naye nga tetunnatandika anyambaza obulungi bw'ati ye Joan wali ku Clarets Boutique asangibwa Kamoocha. Bw'oba oyagadde olugoye lunayina n'engoye endala nnyingi yanyambaza, zonna zentera okwambala yazinyambaza. Mukubire ku 0772 330591. Ate ankozeko makeup Kampala Glamist bamuyita Kampala Glamist Faith wali ku Faith Face Off. Osobola omufuna ku 0709 52 20 21. Nze Shira Nakayemba kankuleetera omugenyi olwaleero.
Inspire.
Kulikayo nno tekubadde kuwummulamu nga bwe mbategeezezza n'olwaleero I have a special guest. She's in cosmetics. Agenda kubatubuulira how she came up with the idea, how things are going. Ngenda kusaba abeere nga abeeyanjulira. Hi Lisa.
Hello.
Welcome on Inspire.
Thank you.
Okay, tell our viewer about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Nakyiyingi Elizabeth. Yes, I am 23 years old and I'm natandika company Jevaita Zamuri Hair Essentials Limited. Yes, cutting in a company. Zamuri Hair Essentials.
Hair Essentials.
Yes. Cutting and najitandika okuyamba abantu kuza enviiri zaabwe za natural. Yes, kwanga tubadde tulina obuzibu n'okuza enviiri. Yes, over time ng'ekintu kya nakyo kyafuuka bulumi, tezifaanana bubi, tosobola kugenda nazo mu office, tosobola kugenda mu party, tesobola kuwanvuwa. Katwatuka stage nga tulowooza nti oba abafirika enviiri zirina we zikoma tesobola kweyongerako. Kino tolina kyosobola kuzikolera oba twazaalibwa na nviiri nnyingi ziba tezisobola kuwanvuwa ate nga byonna si bituufu. So natandikawo eno company nsobola okutandika okuresearchinga kweza enviiri na biki tusobola okukola nga bannayuganda okuza enviiri zaffe ziwanvuwe obe nga tolina bulumi bwonna ng'ozisanirira zibe ng'osobola okuzikuza otambule nazo ng'osobola okuzistylinga na byonna byonna.
So you said you're 23. Osoma oba wamala?
Kyasoma ndi Makerere. Ndi mu 4th year nsoma medicine.
Oh, you're doing medicine. Yeah. Wow. So tubuulire. In most cases abasinga mwagala nnyo tandikawo business kyemusinga okulowooza capital sente, but first identify a problem, get a solution. Maybe woba otandikira kubanga kati wali tuvuddewo sente tusobola ozikuwa ne zikulemerera n'olema nekyozitandikamu. So Elizabeth, how did you you identified a problem nga kya natural hair, so otandika ddi? Wali mu class ki by then?
Natandika 2 years ago, so nali mu year 2. So of course when I learned tulina ekizibu kya natural, nali njagala kukoza enviiri naye ng'era products zennyini zaali teziri so common at that time, kati nga tosobola kufuna bulungi nnyo byosobola kukozesa ate nga nali njagala bintu biri completely natural. So kye nasooka okukola nasooka kutandika ku researchinga ku nviiri zennyini ne ntandikawo blog ku Instagram, kati nga mpitira mu bantu engeri gy'oyozaamu enviiri, engeri gy'olina okuzitagululamu zireme kuluma oleme kuzikutula. By then you were just at campus, you were not working? At that time twali mu lockdown. Yeah, so nali ndi mu kushootinga videos nekubisa bifaananyi nga ndi waka. Yes, during that lockdown 2020. Yeah, so from there netandika okulaba how I can start with the first products kwanga nali nina products eni mukosanga ni mukuzegezesaako so kati I wanted to see nsobola okuziproducingira abantu abalala kati from there nenkuba ka business plan kange because kibeera very important okubeera prepared because tomanya ani agenda kuwa sente ate naddi yeah ate nga nawe kenyi kikuyamba okulaba gaps weziri. So of course awo nendaba gaps kino genetaga raw materials waste ngenda kuzijjawa ngenda kujawa containers ani agenda okukola labels
I want you to take us through that process. Omanyi tulina ebirowoozo bingi, we all get those ideas. Ne bibeera mu mutwe gwaffe ng'olaba you have a good idea, it can work, but you wonder where do I start from? Ntandikire wankibuulireko omuntu, nze kennyini nkole ntya? So at that stage bwe watandika okufuna ekirowoozo n'omanya nti kati nakyo here, this is what I want to do. Wagenda ku Google, did you tell someone?
Okay, so yes, nasooka kugenda ku Google. Kati bw'ofuna eyo problem gy'oyagala okukola olina okusooka okulaba bani abalala bagikozeeko. What already exists in the market. N'omanya nti wakyaliwo gap gy'osobola okuyingiriramu, but even if waliwo abalala bali mu kikolako you can still enter. Kubanga era tulina basupplier bangi ab'emigaati. You don't see someone saying bread is too much, totuleetera mugaati mulala. You have to just bring something unique. Kati gwe n'olaba nti no wentandikawo kino what am I going to offer to people ekitaliiwo already newe mbanga ngenda kukola ku viri nga yesobola oba supplier abalala baproducinga ebizigo bya enviri za natural oba balina salon za natural nze ngenda kukyusaawo ki. Then when you identify that nomanya kati neetaaga ki okutandika, then from there nendyo kantandika okugamba abantu because kiba very important no selectingamu abantu boba ogenda okugamba nga tonatandika. It's very easy abantu like okusazizaamu ekirooto kyo bagamba nti that sounds too big biki ne bakudemotivatinga naye kati oba otaddemu some effort into searching on it naawe kenyini oba osobola okulaba nti kiri realistic kubanga kati oba okubye plan yo nolaba nti omanyi neetaaga sente bwesi na westi neetaaga kutandikira wano kati n'obako omuntu gugamba nga usually era olina okuselectinga omuntu ng'agenda kwongera kuwagira.
So who did you talk to?
So nagamba family yange, so nagamba mama wange nengamba ku baganda bange, then nengamba ku mikwano gyange gimu era abo bampagira nnyo. In fact they were so supportive tibagamba wetaaga sente meka.
Wow.
Yeah, kati buli omu natandika okugattako ne banyambako okunoonya erinnya ne banyambako okulaba engeri gye ntandikiramu anyway because tetwatandika so big and actually kiri important obutatandika too big. Oyagala kutandika with a biteable size because
so at that point okola research, what did you discover?
Okay, so in the research I was doing, nalindi mukulaba who else is here in the market. Yeah, so nindaba some two other companies that exist that also started like me. Yeah, and they were gaining some ground within Uganda and they're helping people to grow their hair, which was also really inspiring. So Nakyiyingi, the market is there because you might want to do something, but it's not yet feasible in this area. Kenya then netandika okunoonya raw materials ngenda kuzijjawa. How do I get them to me? Who can supply me at what prices? Yeah, kati netandika cataloging ati netaaga kino na kino na kino ngenda kukijja wano ngenda kukijja ku muntu bwati at this price. Yeah, kati netandika basically okuba plan weekyebitu ngenda kubipackaging anti how am I going to promote, how am I going to get to the people who want to see it, what do I want them to see when they see it. Then maybe the most important step that comes after that, building your brand. People don't focus on that so much, but if you start it in the early stages, chikuyamba.
So nga tetunatuuka ku brand, ofunye raw materials. Zino raw materials zewafuna nga gwalina obyekolera.
Yes.
Production.
Yes.
I want you to take us through the production bit. After getting those raw materials, ofunye engeri gye babikolamu, did you try out samples, notandika obyekozesa? Take us through the production bit.
Okay, so at that point already nali ndi mukwekolera ebisigo byange. Yeah, so nali nimufuna raw materials but in smaller quantities. So I had started by searching what is the science of mixing these things. What is the science of hair, then what is the science of the product. So when take a coach, you know, what does it do to my hair? Because bola mantinda mati wakababera nebintu bingi biba mixing okuteka ku mubiri. But they don't know what each of those things is doing. Meaning when mixing it together, you don't know what they are doing to your hair.
Tumanye kwata over, tumanye tutekamu amaji ne tutekamu bichi.
Kati ino kumanya ntino what is over, what is maji. Maji is protein, over is moisture. Kati wo bigatika or what bigatika. Yeah, something like that. Kati nengenda nga nsoma kwebyo, I did a mini course on that. Then kati when I got how to mix those things, it's going to produce something safe. So I had used them on myself for a year before I started the company. Yeah, so that partly already najitandika ko.
Waliyo bikola wake up by then?
Yes.
Ezo samples. Ngo wegezesezako ne family members.
Sina family members,
go
just me.
Yeah, so otandika because ogenda olaba bikola. What was your next step?
Okay, so nalaba nga bikola because ne family yenyini yalama vininga stanse like okuterera terera bizali mbi.
Wow. Olabe zizo zali ncheka nezange zisobola chuka.
Yeah, zali so they also started seeing the change. Toka wompeko kwa kakanto. Rush toloza like tandika kolera ku bantu abalala bisiko. So then that's the idea started forming slowly. Ngama okay. What would it take for me to make these things on a bigger scale?
Exactly.
And also because nali nekolera byakozesa like kozesezaawo, so I needed to know when be pakira nembi omuntu omulala they are not going to get spoiled nga yakabifuna mwati because nali nkozesa nemkozesaawo ngambi maze like I would finish that batch jema nkozesa. Yeah, now the other important step was if I've made for other people shelf life area, how do I pack for them? Other conditions the same. Some of my products in coconut oil, and if you're in a very cold environment, that oil solidifies. If you're in a warm environment, the oil melts. So it determines packaging, it determines a lot of things. Yeah, so I had to also look at that. You know, how can I start packing those things for other people? Yeah, so I had to do some more studies, pakida containers, made them sit for like 6 months, just to like keep studying. Though I think there's an easier way to do it, but in a lab the studying over where there's a sample, then never do cover lava.
Neka tutoge kumuntu atandikanga yeyiya.
Okay,
ndoza mulabye process abambaloza rokuman chikozeseza chikoze kwata nawo okole katika ntandiko packaging, it needs time, it needs research. Togenda tuletera bintu nga bilowooza ku mitwe gyaffe kwegamba ebintu ebimu abantu balowooza kyangu. So you packaged them for almost 6 months. Ngoyagala kulaba how does it work?
Yeah, so I got small samples, laid them down, and I got production dates. Then nefuna bigger batch of them. Kati after 6 months, ngani mkubikula to see does it smell the same, does it look the same?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not really foolproof. Kwanga I can't know what's happening inside. The best way to do it is send actually the sample to a lab. But if you're really just starting off at that time,
for you that's how you started.
Yeah,
then of nane idea your lab.
Yes, kati your lab actually it wasn't so expensive as such. I can't remember how much they charged per product. When you look at with one thing, actually it's better to start with a few items than so many items at once. Before so bulky. So at that time I started with 2 oils. Yeah, 2 hair oils, and now for me now the full product line. Yeah, so with those 2 oils you can take that sample to the lab, never testing it, and never know how much bacteria is inside. Because no one only producing, I had to change now production. That's charcoal just young.
By the production,
sanitize everything.
Kona ogambye one of your raw materials binazi. Did you have the machines over?
No, so I have coconut oil, I have the oils already made, then take them on my herbs. So my products are made from herbs. So I have to infuse those herbs into the oils. And it's a slow process, so for a whole, like even 3 months, infusing. yeah, it's quite, you know, so also have to make sure things are continually producing so that I don't run out. Yeah, so gonna be infusing ampola, then I filter, ampola going to in stages, then I package. Katia, you just have to make sure everything is sterile. Toli mukubi contaminating, oyambadde mask toli mukubi ogereramu.
So, nga tukyagenda mu maaso n'emboozi ya Elizabeth atubuulira engeri gye yatandikamu okola products z'enviiri. Abantu abali eyo bana, let's support these young girls. Bali mu kutandikawo ekintu ekipya naye beetaaga help. They need help. Beetaaga abantu okuba advisinga, beetaaga. So if you're out there and you can help, if you can share knowledge, if you can share anything, kyolowooza ekiyinza okubayamba bane muveeyo. Program y'abakyala ndaba so many women activists, feminists bagenda ku issues ne okuyamba abawala bano abatandikawo ebintu muveeyo nabo mubayambeko. So katuwumulemu tukomewo atubuulire branding.
Inspire.
Weewaawo kulikayo nnyo mu kumulamu kwaffe okwo. Program ya Inspire tukyagenda mu maaso n'emboozi ya Elizabeth. Nze muyita Lisa. I even thought your company is Lisa Cosmetics. Kwanza ogambye company yo ye
Zamuri.
Zamuri. Yeah. So, obadde okyatubuulira production process eyo. So, omaze okutandika okubikola obitutte mu lab. What was the feedback?
Okay, so mulab bakibera now bacteria contamination level. So by now minimum level of contamination they can allow you to sell a product at. So kati bakibera all the things were below. Kwanga I had made sure we stay very sterile. Yeah, so they were all below the contamination level, which was very good. And
all the products, how many were there?
So by the time I went to the lab, I had like four products. Wow. Yeah. At that time. So
which products were those?
So I had butter, I had hair oil, scalp oil, then beard oil. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that time, so then I would okay, now I'm confident to maybe take those lab results either to now NDA, because some of the products are now herbs, I mean like herbal medicine. So by the time I actually went to NDA, I had the shampoo as well, which was a powdered shampoo. Katiyo powdered shampoo, already in analysis yayo kulaba contamination and all that. So nenjitwala yo NDA, I got
NDA, National Drug Authority.
Yes, to get it registered. Yeah. Yeah, to get it registered. Then Nathan can process your UNBS for the other products. Yeah, that's what
you're going through all this process.
Yeah, because you have to get the certification, then all your here officially. So Nathan that as well. Then had also registered the business at that point, cutting up my URBS certificates, the memorandums, like the business was now registered officially. Who
was giving you all this advice? Because Alaba Inspire, yes, you're telling them this information, but there's someone out there ngatamanyi the process. Aliye yakola bintu by'abantu abasinga batabula ebizigo. But do they know that you have to go through this whole process?
Because it's very important for the things to be safe. You're going to be with someone else with them causing either problems. You can definitely get sued there. Kati, maybe one thing I was lucky on is that all the products there's not any artificial additives, and that's really 100% natural. So at the worst, they would not work. But I was expecting some very funny effects to some balding from the product. I wouldn't be expecting that, but I still need to know if it is safe. So that analysis, getting them registered, at least more time to go process no language go Yeah, then for registering the company you need a lawyer. preferably. So kuna any of these law firms of you negotiate fees accordingly. You may not need to start immediately with just the company, but it would be good. Kwanga wabononya funding, baba betaga evidence you've existed for at least 2 years, 3 years for a lot of those people abagaba funding. In which case obo no kwalaga certificate yo.
Hey.
Yeah,
funding. What do you mean by funding?
Like all gaba grants for startups, businesses. Never bagala kulamanti no tibagena kuwa center of level. You've already been doing something. Cut evidence of that will be certificate you get a grant. You've been registered for at least 2 years, 3 years.
So bidaba wala badi yonga mwina startups banayi mugoberera. Maina kuzina abavubuka mwenyigidde nnyo mu bintu bya mwagala nnyo ebintu bya entertainment, ebintu ebyama, but this information is really important, so gwalaba pay attention.
Yeah, then obeda wetaga like okubanga ogoberera. Some people also need bank statement for 2 years, 3 years. Kacha top na bank account when you're a company. It's a process. You need to have all your documents ready. Gabi no ina registration wabimala or ina team certificate yo or ina trading license. Yeah, but TV actually as expensive as you think.
Of course, it isn't
expensive at all.
By the way, if you don't get them on time, you're going to panic and they are going to ask you a lot of money.
That is
so otandika ku branding. Now the products are confirmed. I want to know about branding.
So now branding, it could be yes to innocent okutandika, but this is a very important step because once you launch the product and the brand is out there, okujichusa is really hard. So it take a lot of money to remarket. So it's important no for no muntu asolo ku designing it, what your brand is, what are your brand colors. What do those colors make people feel? Really, the sounding really very small, but then okay, there's a quote that says that devil is in the details. Meaning you have to pay attention to the small details. Cut with branding, they tell you use these colors. They even select for you fonts. So you know, because the little type is the capitals, your type is the small. Baba gamba way to put a full stop, when not to put a full stop. Small things. Then what to know that to gabe brand na KFC. You can recognize them from afar, no bag here because you know the colors, you know the fonts. Jebakozesa ne napkin wabo bulishi muchigena chili consistent. Ne wagula branch endale very fanana jina yo. Exactly. Uniforms on us basi goberera that same pattern. So it's important establishing that from the start. No berango manya these are the colors I'm using. This is what those colors mean to me, to the company. These are the values the company is standing for. And from there, they design labels based on those colors. You get a logo based on those colors. No, my auntie, I'm going to set up my shop and design it like this, also based on those colors. Yeah. So with branding, that's the thing. What's my target market? Is my target market going to appreciate my brand?
Did you take a course in market?
No, but I've done business. I've studied business for 6 years.
Because the way you're explaining, it's as if I'm now in a marketing class.
No, Nenges is really important steps.
By the way, ebyo now bwe tuba tumaliriza wano nga waliwo ky'owandyagadde okwebuuza ku Elizabeth, she's open. I think osobola omucontacting nga n'abeera nga akukunnyonnyola. Naye ng'engeri gye tutalina budde, njagala otubuulire your first production okugenda ku market, how was it?
So what I did is I launched with my birthday. I'm going to do a 2-in-1 kind of event. If you can, because all of your products is going to be successful if you can get at least 50% buying it. So I did a birthday party, then produced me launching at that time. So I had set up my area. At that time I didn't have any equipment, so the process was really manual. We produced for weeks. The containers on Tegese, everything was prepared, the labels were prepared, all those things. Then at the party I talked about the brand and then sold. Actually we really sold a lot that day. It was so motivating. Okay, this is where I'm going. Yeah. So that's
it was
when
a success.
Launched. It was really successful.
And it gave you courage.
True, but at the same time, maybe I'd like to encourage to Lucy, it might not always work out like that exactly. So you shouldn't be discouraged, because at that time, yes, you launch really, really successfully, and then there's like a gap. After that, what
Of
next?
course,
Kwankat,
of
it's now
course.
only your family that knows. They've already bought, so you have like that gap where no one is buying. Now you need to figure out, how do I keep the sales going? So buli gw'olaba akuze nnyo kati yatandikira in small steps, so kasita to losing motivation no
So that's how you
take
launched and started the business.
Yes, exactly.
How has been the performance?
Okay, so is Zamuri, the performance is so far really good, because during that time it was really, really slow. I didn't have a shop yet. Katinga, you're just online, and with Uganda, people don't really trust online things. They're like, China do can, okay, like that kind of thing. So it takes time for it to keep building up. Trusting anti-dollar things are working. So it was, not as fast out as I would have liked for that whole first year. But then within the second year, it started picking up. Then we opened our shop in December last year.
Wow.
Yeah, the first shop, Kati, at that point, it was, kind of picking up now. Katinga, you're seeing some progress and all that. Then from there, we actually shifted location, because we had opened a shop in Wandegea. Then we shifted location to Kansanga in Feb. Yeah, so it's been progressing. And
are you now working with other people?
Yes, I now have staff.
Wow. At 23, you're employing.
Yeah, I now have 3 staff. So we are growing. The business is growing. Kati, maybe at that stage you need to have, performance indicators. All about it, it's growing. All about what we know kugata. Or be very, very careful with the finances. Because there is and then you say, can take one, things are vitally so necessary at that time, and then find yourself without money later along the line. Cash flow never get day. So maybe at that point you need to be juggling finances, business monitoring and it's moving well. Yeah, so that's what I was doing at that stage.
Education and work.
Okay, I've had a lot of help from my friends and also from my staff. It's really good to get a very good team. But as you're selecting people to join your force, they shouldn't be taking away from you. It should be someone who wants to add on to the business, who is almost as motivated to see that business grow. That's very important. About selecting our man to what they should be adding to the brand, not taking away from it. So Kati, I've had a really, really good team. My family has been supporting. So yeah, I've been able to balance.
It's now 2 years. Where do you see yourself? That question is so common. But I think it's necessary.
If
you don't have a plan,
it is.
Then, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so with Zamuri, I really want us to expand. Jagala, most of you, like a good percentage of Ugandans to be knowing the
brand. Right now you're in Kampala region, Central region.
No, we supply throughout Uganda.
Oh, that's good.
But now we are still getting the brand known. So I want it to become a common name. They can easily, like Coke. Okay, Coke is really, really common. Like KFC. Yeah, KFC launched here. But when I solo Zamuri that quickly. Yes. And then I'm really hoping to expand to other countries where we're having Ugandans currently. Yeah, meaning we can supply those people these products. We can help them with their hair, to just help people grow. And the whole vision of Zamuri is to look around Golaba Bantu Banja and empower with that natural. So it's not a shock so come from the taxi. Hey, what do you use? All those things. And we also want to remove myths. Bintu abantu bemanyi conviding ate si bituufu. Ebyo natwagala kubayambako kubikyusa bamanyi amazima. Yeah.
So any last words to the young girls struggling to start up something?
Okay. They should not give up on their goals, but they should set it in realistic steps. Ate bakikoleko time limits. Beera ne measures nti I have 2 months to do this and this. Oleme kubireka nga biri vague. ng'okirowoozako bulowooza, you write it down. When you get a vision, you have to write it down. Then it can now become, sort of like a goal. Then note setting a steps on how to achieve those goals. Look around who can help you build that goal. Wabenga solo kuzaala brand.
Wow, tetugenda kweyongerayo naye kansubire ekyofunye kimala. Nze I personally byenfunye butuufu. Ebimu nange neeyongeddeko, so kansubire naawe olina kyoyize. Naye nga abatukkiriza okolera mu kifo kyabwe beba Mosa Restaurant wano ku Freedom City awali Spamania. Mubeere bulungi.
Inspire.